Hi, hello, my name is Elefv. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be very different from what you're usually used to in this channel. I know I say that a lot, but this time I really mean it, and you're gonna understand why. If you watched my yesterday's video, which was a staycation that I've had in London recently, you do know that at the end of it I briefly touched upon the subject of my content during the coronavirus period, and I did say that I'm gonna continue posting the same. I'm gonna continue having kind of the same content that I've been producing the past few months. But setting up the camera today and sitting down, it just did not feel right to not even make one video about this whole situation. I just really wanted to talk about the subject a bit and at least have one video that it could potentially help some people, or they could just get inspired, because I know a lot of people are not used to working from home, or they're not used to spending so much time at home, but I am. That's practically what I do. I spend my whole day at home, so it has not really taken any toll on my mental health, or I don't feel like anything has changed. Obviously a lot have, and we need to take this seriously so we can finally put an end to this. And I've been self-isolating since Saturday. Once I checked out of my hotel, I got a cab and I came straight back home, and I've been here ever since. Even though now it's a great time to unwind and kind of relax at home and take it slow. I know a lot of people are struggling with that. I am one of them. If I feel like I'm not doing anything, it gives me so much anxiety. I want to make sure that I'm always feeling kind of productive and I'm adding value into my life in my everyday. So I wanted to give you kind of my tips and what I usually do to be productive at home. I gathered like 4 to 5 apps or like websites that I've been using and that kind of really helping me. Hopefully following some of the resources that I've given you, you'll feel a little bit more productive. You'll feel like that you are working towards yourself, you're working towards an end goal, and that you are worth it. Because it's just so easy to just be stuck at home and feel like, oh my god, I'm doing nothing, I'm just so bored, or like I'm like not working on myself and this is just completely taking the life out of me. So yeah, it's so easy to feel like that. But I say that let's take this moment, let's take this time that we have to just build our self-worth and just feel a little bit better about ourselves. You know what, it's just such a good time to pick up new hobbies, pick up new skills, and I'm gonna use this time to just do that. Okay, so the first website I'm going to be talking about is, you're on it, YouTube. You don't need to go too far away. The search engine is just right above me. Don't go there quite yet. Maybe watch my video and subscribe first, I don't know. But there is just so much information on YouTube about literally every possible subject that you can think of. I'm obviously going to be talking about my experience and what I've been doing, so this is going to be quite subjective on the things that I like. But there's so much information on YouTube. There's so many videos about literally every single thing. So if there's something that interests you, most likely there's going to be a video about it. So all you gotta do is go to the search engine and type in whatever it is that you're interested in. What I've done, I did mention that I love working towards my skills and how I can improve on my day-to-day work. So I've done a lot of classes on YouTube. So for my YouTube videos, I've been editing a lot on iMovie, but I wanted to upgrade, so I wanted to go to Final Cut Pro because I know that most people use that and it's a lot better on the long run. I don't really know how to properly use it yet, and I'm definitely not taking everything that it has to offer, but working on a new platform and familiarizing myself with it, it'll potentially help me like experiment a little bit more with it. But there's, for instance, so many courses on YouTube by experienced people who use Final Cut Pro on everyday life for their work, and it was so useful. Like literally it was like a 2 or 3 hour course that I saw on a video. I think at the time I downloaded on like when I had a plane flight from Greece to London. And yeah, it literally took me 3 hours, and I know so much more about Final Cut Pro now, and I can actually work around it a lot better and a lot more comfortably. Another course that I did, and that was my favorite course that I did on YouTube, and so many people loved it, was the Photoshop class. So that was a 4-hour class, and I am somebody who has no idea about Photoshop. I never even opened the application. I do have the Adobe Cloud, so it actually comes with me, so I've been paying subscription for it, but I've just never used it. And obviously Photoshop, along with so many of the Adobe applications, they're so useful, especially when you're creative. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I don't know what my life will bring me, but I know Photoshop will help me, and it's a good skill to have. That video was a lot more useful than any class I've ever paid, because they are real people. There are people who've been using this for ages, and they're willing to transfer their knowledge for free. And they give you all the shortcuts, they give you all the tips, because they've had to go through learning it at some point as well, and they know how difficult it could be, how confusing it could be, so they make it just as simple as they can for you. And I just love that. And yeah, for our course I learned how to do Photoshop, a software which always scared me because it seems so complicated. Now I can comfortably use it. Obviously I don't know a lot of things, but I can do my thumbnails, I can do like a few tweaks here and there, all the layers, the brushing, the blending, the copy pasting, the cutting, and it's just so many things that you can do in there. And I was so scared to even like start, but now I feel so comfortable in it, and I would really suggest this class just because I was not expecting to come out with that much knowledge just by spending an evening watching the video. I'll have a link on the description below along with any other resources that I mentioned today. Next up, I'll be talking about a website that I have personally never used before. I recently found out about it and it just seemed too good not to share in this video. The website is called SkillScare, and essentially what they have are tons, like thousands of classes that are focusing more on video content. So it's technically like YouTube, but I feel like with YouTube it's a lot harder to find the classes that that may interest you. Obviously I wanted to do, for instance, a Photoshop class, so I could type Photoshop classes or like a Photoshop tutorial like video, and I could easily track it. But when you don't know exactly what you want to do, you may know the area that you will be interested in to learn more information about, but it's just so hard to find that specific video that may interest you. And I don't think that with YouTube platform and the way that they have the search engine, it's quite accessible to do that. So this is when the SkillScare website come from, where everybody who's kind of a professional in a specific industry, they can have a class. We're talking about anything from, I have it right here, animation, creative writing, music, photography, and then like business analytics, marketing, productivity. So there's just thousands and thousands of classes that you can do. For instance, just right here when I clicked on the website, there's iPhone photography, how to take pro photos on your iPhone. Like literally so many people have an iPhone. You're probably watching this video through an iPhone right now. So why not spend 50 minutes of your time and learn by a professional how to take better photos? You have Instagram, you take daily photos in your life. Why not try to improve that? I can assure you there's so many things in that class that you're probably not aware about. There's so many things that your iPhone can do that you don't know. So why not learn those few tricks? Literally, all it takes is 50 minutes. Finding Instagram success, build an account people care about, do animation. That's actually something that I would love to do. I'm always very fascinated with how people create these animations, and I just want to know. And you know what? It only takes 1 hour and 15 minutes. So why not do that? There's so many things you can browse off. They have the categories for you, so it makes everything super simple and super easy for you to find the perfect class that interests you. Now I'm pretty sure you have to pay for SkillScare. I can see that you have the first video of the class for free to kind of give an introduction to it, but they give you 2 months for free. So why not take that opportunity? We'll probably, hopefully not, but we'll maybe stuck for 2 months in our houses. So there you have it. 2 months with unlimited knowledge for free. Other websites that I've used in the past for classes are Coursera, which Coursera is actually a very good website because they have classes made from universities. So you can literally have a class and attend a class from Stanford University, for instance, and do an online class and even get a diploma out of it, which is I find quite fascinating, and they're not usually that long. So you do have to obviously take tests and you need to study. Like a diploma for Stanford University, yes please, mama would be proud. Probably doesn't even know what Stanford is, but yeah, I'll be proud, and that's all it matters. They actually have pretty serious courses. I was interested in a machine learning course, and like I can see here that the outcomes are 40% starting a new career after completing these courses. It's such a great time to kind of use now and kind of reevaluate your life, see where you are, whether you're happy with it, if there's something that you're always interested in and you kind of want to touch upon on, and this could be something that actually interests you a lot more than you thought. And now that you have a little bit more time to reevaluate what you've been doing and what you want to do in the future, why not do it? Next up, I'm going to be talking about 2 apps that are pretty much the same thing. One I'm more familiar with, the other one not so much, but apparently a lot more people use it, so maybe it's better, I don't know, you can check for yourself. That's a great advice. So I'm talking about the language learning apps. I feel like now it's a good time to kind of pick up on a language that you may have always been interested in. I love learning new languages, is one of my favorite skills to have. So what I have usually downloaded is Memrise. So for instance, I've been wanting to learn Chinese at some point. Like I think it was last year. I took it up while I was in university. Because I lived pretty far away from the university and the class was not on days when I had lectures, I just couldn't really travel 3 hours for an hour of Chinese. So I had to drop it, and I decided to learn by myself. So I picked up a few books, and then I download Memorize app as well. Even just on one language, let's say Mandarin Chinese, which I took. They have so many different courses based on what your end goal is. They go from beginner to advanced, and then like if you're just traveling, like they have vocabulary for that, or like phrases. What I love about it is that it's super interactive and it makes the whole learning process into almost like a game. So it never gets tedious, and I can spend hours just playing around here. And the good thing about it is that they also have like reviews of previous chapters. So even if you feel like you're going a little bit too fast, which I always want to make sure before I move into something that I know the other thing 100%. So it's good to always that they make you always go back and refresh your previous knowledge. So it doesn't make me feel anxious, which I get a lot of, oh my, do I know the things that I've just memorized? Should I really continue, or should I like wait a bit and review them and then like move on? Which, yeah, I kind of like that, because I don't know why I always get so stressed when I'm learning something that I need to make sure that I've memorized this properly. The other app that exists is also called Duolingo, and it kind of seems similar to Memorize, where they have so many different languages. They also have Greek in case you guys want to communicate in my mother tongue. It seems a little bit better because they're actually asking you why you're learning a language. So whether it's culture, career, travel, brain training, school, or other, you set up a goal of like whether it's casual, regular, serious, intense, which is casual goes from 5 minutes a day to intense 20 minutes a day. It seems like we have a little bit of time in our hands. So let's just go for intense, for instance. The interface seems pretty similar to the Memorize app, but I think the graphics are a little bit better in terms that it has a lot of pictures. So it may keep you a little bit more occupied and entertained, because I think Memorize literally just have words. So it may not be as fun. But the important thing for me to stay motivated is to always be realistic. Don't expect to come out of this after dedicating a few days and know a new language. This obviously requires a lot of time and a lot of effort. But maybe this could be a good opportunity to experiment a little bit more, pick up a new hobby, or find out about a passion that you never knew that you had, and then hopefully continue working towards it after the self-isolation time. Because if we're talking about a new language, you do need to know that this is going to take a while. Give it a go. 5 minutes a day. Start with 5 minutes a day. You don't need to do intense. And yeah, you may end up loving it. And that is something good that came out of this. And I think that includes all the resources that I use like on a daily basis. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was quite different from what I normally do, but I just wanted to bring some light into the situation and just let's have something good come out of us being stuck at home for a while. That's the kind of whole point of this video. Definitely do let me know if there's something specific that you'd like to see that is kind of related to this situation. I'm gonna try and think of like content that could be similar to this, just because I'm not really sure how much I want to go back into hauling just yet. But I should hopefully have a few, but I do have a few ideas that are quite a little bit more lighthearted. And yeah, let's just keep positive. And till I see you tomorrow, bye bye.